before the world understood black holes, before we knew that time could slow down, before space itself could bend. There was a quiet boy named Albert Einstein. Born in Germany in 1879, Einstein was not considered a genius in his early years. He was quiet, curious, and often lost in thought. While other children played, he would stare at the sky and wonder about light, stars, and the invisible forces of the universe. One simple question changed everything. What would happen if I could travel alongside a beam of light? That question stayed with him for years. As a young man, Einstein worked in a small patent office in Switzerland. He was not a famous scientist. He had no big laboratory. Just a desk, a pen, and a powerful imagination. But inside his mind, the universe was unfolding. In 1905, he shocked the scientific world. He introduced ideas that challenged centuries of belief, established by great thinkers like Isaac Newton. Einstein proposed that time is not fixed. Space is not rigid. They can stretch, bend, and change. And then came the equation that would become the most famous formula in history, E ton mc dive. With just 5 characters, Einstein revealed that matter and energy are deeply connected, and that even the smallest particle contains enormous power. His ideas transformed physics, changed technology, and reshaped how humanity sees the universe. This is not just the story of a scientist. This is the story of the man who bent time and rewrote reality itself. The most famous discovery of Albert Einstein was the theory of relativity, and especially the idea expressed in the simple but powerful equation E equals mc squared. This equation showed that energy and mass are deeply connected, meaning even a tiny amount of matter can turn into an enormous amount of energy. His work completely changed how we understand space, time, gravity, and the universe itself. In the late 1800s, in the quiet city of Ulm, Germany, a boy was born who didn't seem extraordinary at first. His name was Albert. He spoke late as a child, and some teachers thought he was slow. But inside his mind, entire galaxies were forming. He loved to imagine impossible things. What would it feel like to ride on a beam of light? What happens if you travel faster than time? Years later, while working as a simple patent clerk in Switzerland, Albert continued thinking about light. The world already respected scientists like Isaac Newton, whose laws of motion had explained gravity for centuries. According to Newton, time and space were fixed and absolute. The universe was like a giant clock, ticking steadily and predictably. But Albert was not satisfied. In 1905, often called his miracle year, Einstein published papers that would shake the scientific world. He proposed the special theory of relativity. He said something shocking. Time is not the same for everyone. It can slow down or speed up depending on how fast you move. Space itself can stretch or shrink. People laughed at first. How could time change? A second is a second, isn't it? But Einstein showed through mathematics that if you travel close to the speed of light, time moves slower for you. Imagine 2 twins. One stays on Earth, the other travels in a spaceship near light speed. When the traveler returns, they would be younger than their sibling. Time would have literally moved differently. This idea sounded like science fiction, but it was science fact. Then came the most famous equation in history, E equals mc squared. It revealed that mass, m, is simply another form of energy, E, multiplied by the speed of light squared, c squared. Because the speed of light squared is an enormous number, even a tiny bit of matter contains unbelievable energy. Years later, this understanding would lead to nuclear power, and sadly, nuclear weapons. Einstein himself did not build bombs, but his theory helped scientists understand how they could be made. In 1915, Einstein went even further with his general theory of relativity. He explained gravity in a completely new way. Instead of gravity being an invisible force pulling objects together, he said massive objects bend space and time around them. Imagine placing a heavy ball on a stretched rubber sheet. The sheet curves. Smaller balls roll toward it. That curve is gravity. When scientists tested his prediction during a solar eclipse in 1919, They saw starlight bending around the sun, just as Einstein predicted. The world was stunned. Overnight, he became the most famous scientist alive. But now, let us imagine something different. Imagine Einstein never discovered relativity. The world would still rely only on Newton's ideas. We would believe time is the same everywhere. We might never understand black holes properly. The idea of the expanding universe might remain hidden. Modern cosmology, the study of how the universe began, would be incomplete. Without relativity, GPS technology would not work accurately. Yes, even your phone depends on Einstein. Satellites orbiting Earth move fast, and time moves slightly differently for them compared to us on the ground. If scientists did not correct for Einstein's time calculations, GPS would be wrong by kilometers each day. Without E equals mc squared, we might not understand nuclear energy. That means no nuclear power plants providing electricity to millions. On the darker side, perhaps nuclear bombs would not have been created as early, which might have changed the outcome of wars like World War II. But there is more. Without Einstein's work on light and energy, the development of lasers might have been delayed. Many modern technologies, medical imaging, atomic clocks, even parts of the internet, rely on physics shaped by his discoveries. Even our understanding of the universe's birth, the Big Bang, depends on relativity. Scientists like Stephen Hawking later built their theories upon Einstein's foundation. Without him, their work might not exist. Perhaps humanity would still eventually discover these truths, but maybe decades later, maybe centuries later. And imagine astronauts traveling into space without fully understanding how gravity bends time. Space exploration might have been slower, missions to other planets might carry more risk because our calculations would be less precise. Einstein once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge." He proved that curiosity can change the world. A man working quietly in an office dared to question centuries of accepted science. And because of that courage, humanity saw the universe differently. His discovery didn't just change physics. It changed philosophy. It showed that reality is not always what it seems. Time is flexible. Space is alive. The universe is not a rigid machine, but a dynamic, bending fabric. So, what would the world be unaware of without Einstein? We might not know that time can slow down. We might not understand black holes. We might not accurately measure the universe's expansion. We might not have precise satellite navigation. We might not fully grasp how energy and matter are connected. Most importantly, we might not believe that one person's imagination can reshape human understanding. From a quiet child in Germany to a global icon, Einstein's greatest discovery was not just relativity. It was showing the world that even the strongest beliefs can be questioned. And because he dared to imagine writing on a beam of light, today we understand the stars. That is the power of one discovery. And that is why Albert Einstein's theory of relativity remains one of the greatest breakthroughs in human history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history's greatest minds, hit the like button and subscribe to The Genius Blueprint. Who should we cover next? Marie Curie or the secrets of Da Vinci? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.